Hey, welcome everyone to Hyderabad Power Platform User Group. This is our May 2024 meetup. I'm so excited to have you here with us today, and we have two amazing sessions. One is going to be delivered by Shaikshavali Mohammed, and he's going to talk about ALM Accelerator for Power Platform. As you may know, ALM Accelerator is a requirement for every other project. So, if you have any questions, just drop it on the chat, and I will ask Sheikh to answer those for you at the end of the session. Then the next session is by Vidit Gholam. He's going to talk about how you can get started with Dynamics 365 sales and project operations copilot. So there we will talk about the capabilities that comes with the copilot and how it can better help you to achieve the requirement. So we have these two amazing sessions, and looking forward to some questions on the chat. For this, that's it. Let's hand it over to Sheikh so he can start. Thank you, Sheikh, for coming to our user group meetup and sharing this topic with our audience.
Yeah, thank you. Are you able to hear me right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ritika and Yash, for giving this opportunity. And hey, everyone, thank you for joining the session. So let me just quickly share my screen. Okay, hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen check.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So let me present. Okay. Yeah, again, just a little intro about me. My name is Shaikshavali Mohammed. You can call me Sheikh. So I am working as a solution architect currently with Swiss Re in Hyderabad. Earlier, I also worked with different MNCs. My most of the time was with HCL Technologies from Hyderabad as well as in United States. So yeah, I have around 10 plus of years of experience with all the applications, mostly with the Dynamics applications. So with customer engagement applications such as mostly with sales, and recently I'm working with marketing, Microsoft Dynamics 365 marketing. I also, apart from solution, whatever the applications, whatever I'm looking at, apart from that, I also look at the delivery and also do some kind of BA work also. But yeah, overall, this is about my professional uh, yeah experience. So yeah, to start with, today's topic is Power Platform ALM Accelerator. As Ritika was mentioning, like this is something not so popular, I would call, because we do have some other tools in place, but it's been almost 2 years in the community. This is developed by PowerCat team, and it's not directly from Microsoft. But yeah, again, PowerCat team is also part of Microsoft. But there is a difference between what Microsoft gives out of the box versus what they are giving it as open source. So this is an open source tool given by PowerCat team. So let me just go to the other slides. So today's agenda is like just again look at the prerequisites, what is required to have this ALM accelerator running in our projects. And then I would like to also just talk about Power Platform environment strategy, and then also the Git source control branching strategy, and then little bit about Power Platform solution strategy. And then we also will look at what options we have for ALM in Power Platform. And then today's the topic is about ALM accelerator, and then we'll see the little bit installation configuration. I'll not be going to that, but I have captured some screenshots, so I'll just run over through those screenshots, and then we'll also look at whatever the pipelines given out of the box, and then we'll have a demo. So this is the agenda for today. Let me go through the next slides. So the prerequisites for today's session is like everyone should be knowing the basics of ALM, why we need ALM in any application, right? It might be today Power Platform, but in other .NET projects or any other applications. So that's the one key thing. And then we also need to have the knowledge of Power Platform, how it works. Um, and then we know like the module entity wise entities, whatever there, our tables, whatever there in the background, and how we do customizations and everything. And then we should be also knowing the solution management, like how we do the solution management, how we take the how we promote the solutions from one environment to the other environment. And then the basics knowledge of Azure DevOps, because ALM Accelerator, or not even ALM Accelerator, but any other ALM application should have some source control. Might be it's Git or GitHub, or earlier it was Team Foundation server. So anything. So, as part of today's session, we will be mostly looking at Azure DevOps, because ALM Accelerator is tightly integrated with Azure DevOps Git source control. They do also have the provision to bring GitHub for workflows, but I didn't see it today. But yeah, today we will be going through this Git repo. So yeah, so the prerequisite here is like we should be knowing what are repos, pipelines, and how does branching work, what is a pull request, and then merging. But yeah, so I assume that you have these basics knowledge. But yeah, if you uh, don't have these knowledge also, this accelerator should be able to take over you all these things. You don't need to worry. Okay, moving to the next slide. Yeah, the first thing is I would like to emphasize on the environment strategy. So when we are working with Power Platform solutions, not only Power Platform, even for Dynamics environments also. So this is the general guidance given from Microsoft to have a dev environment, validation environment, test and production. So depending upon your project, on your organization, so these may vary actually. So at least these are the basic environments which Microsoft prefers. Sorry. So now we all know dev environment. We all know validation. So, but just would like to look at concentrate you on the nodes part. So dev is where a maker or a developer does some of the customizations. Might be related to the form customizations or anything, whatever we do regularly as part of our development. And then validation is such an environment where even before we ask our QA team or UAT team, right, we would like to validate our changes. So this is where validation environment comes into picture. So, but the naming might be a little bit different in our organizations, but the purpose here is to make sure that whatever the changes we have done, they are working fine in other environment. It's just like I call it as a unit testing, and then that is one thing to verify the changes before even we push it to other team. Second thing would be like because this Power Platform, the ALM, right? Whatever the deployments we are doing, so most of the times probably you might be encountering some or the other issue, like such as mostly with the dependency issues, right? And then second thing would be like the environment wherever we want to target, right? It might be QA or UAT. So might not be reflecting our changes for many reasons, like someone who has overridden or whatever. So this is where it's just kind of a proactive way of verifying your changes. So this is where the validation environment comes into picture. And now test is one environment where QA verifies, and some organizations also use test for both QA also as well as UAT, or some organizations may use another environment called UAT. So it all depends upon your organization and then the project. Yeah, so yeah, these are the high level Power Platform environment strategy. And then, yeah, let me move. So I'll come to this branching policies later while doing the demo, but from the environment strategy, I think this should be fine. So moving to the next one. The Git source control branching strategy, as I said, right? So ALM Accelerator is mostly tightly integrated with Git source control. So again, whatever I'm showing on the slide is just a high-level overview of the branching strategy, which is preferred. But again, it all depends upon your project and organization. But yeah, so these are the basic things. Like if you see the first one is a main branch, and then we have solution branch, and then we have feature branch. So in other words, right, main is also called default or master branch, and then solution branch from Power Platform perspective, the recommendation is to go with solution wise branches, just like I'm coming up with contours or entities, contours of web resources, so such kind of solutions. So this is also called as version next branch. And then we also have personal working or a feature branch. So yeah, these are the branching strategies, or probably if someone would already, if you already worked with the branching, this is the general branching strategy we follow in every organization. Yeah, so if you have any questions, just try give your question in the chat so that I can answer. I'm not able, because I'll not be able to probably see your chat. So if you have any questions in the middle or I'm going fast, just let me know. I'll just be a little bit slow. Okay, moving to the next one. So now coming to the Power Platform solution strategy, again, this also differs from your project and organization, but most of the projects I see, they follow either of these two, or maybe some other approach depending upon your project. But most of the times I see like either they follow via component-wise solutions, maybe entities, web resources, plugins, process, security roles, or whatever. So there is no right or wrong approach here. It all depends upon your project. Or some people go with feature wise. So they are developing some big module. So they want to have all the components of that module in one solution. So which makes sense. But one basic thing which we have to keep in mind while we are thinking about solution strategy is that so we need to make sure that solution is light, okay, as much as you
Um,
can.
Sheikh, sorry to interrupt, but I think your screen is still stuck at the PPT first page.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Okay, now I see the sixth one, but it was showing the first one.
Oh, okay. Let me share one more time.
Okay.
So, so what you are seeing now?
I am seeing slide number 6 right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Um, uh, yeah. So I'm sharing for some
The,
reason.
yeah, I
So are
see
you
the
able to see the
agenda
PPT?
now. Yeah, now I
Okay.
see like you're switching through agenda and prerequisites.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Maybe
Looks
try to
like
play this. Yeah.
okay.
But the
So
play is not coming. Like, are you sharing your whole
okay.
screen? Just the
Yeah.
PPT?
No, just the I'm just sharing the whole screen.
Okay, I don't
Mm,
see even the desktop and others things. So,
okay. Let me share one more time. So share screen. And so I'm selecting entire screen.
okay. Okay, now it looks like it's the full screen.
Okay,
Yeah, now and we
okay,
see the PPT as well when you're changing it.
okay.
Perfect.
So are you able to see the agenda now?
Yes, the agenda.
Okay, okay. So the prerequisites. I'm on the prerequisites page.
Yes, yes, now it's
Oh,
switched.
okay, cool. Thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
sorry then. I was speaking in dark then. So
No problem.
yeah. So this is the, I mean, Power Platform environment strategy. As just explained, we have dev environment, validation, and test. And then we have Git source control branching strategy. We have the main branch, solution branch, and feature branch. Again, this is also called as default or master. And then coming to the solutions, we have these solution-wise branches, contours or entities, contours or web resources. So this is also called as next version of the branching. And then as part of development, we clone the the solution branch to a personal branch, or we also call it as a feature branch. Again, as I said, this is the regular strategy, but in terms of Power Platform, it might be a little bit new if we haven't ever worked with Power Platform ALM. So yeah, this is about branching strategy. We will talk about like in the demo. I'll show how does this work. Okay. So moving to the solution strategy, as I said, like component wise and then feature wise modules. Again, these are called as the solutions from the component wise. As I said, some people would like to, some organizations would like to have all the components in one solution. So they club all the web resources into one solution, entities into one solution. But yeah, and then as I said, there is no hard and fast rule here. It all depends upon your project. And then feature wise, as I said, when we are developing a bigger modules, we would like to have all the entities in one module, one solution. So it's a mix of all the components here. It might be entities, web resources, whatever is related to that module. So yeah, these are the high level Power Platform solution strategies. And then moving to the actual topic, which is related to the ALM in Power Platform. So from Microsoft, we have these three options. One is the Power Platform pipelines, probably which you might be aware of it, which is given out of the box within the Maker environment. Whereas ALM Accelerator is something like an add-on, which is developed by PowerCat team. And the third one is the DevOps, or whatever the build tools we have. So again, these build tools are given, but you have to start from scratch actually. So if you want to automate anything, you have to start from scratch. Whereas pipelines, it's all out of the box. Nothing is required. You can go ahead and then move one solution, move the solution from one environment to the other environment. Whereas ALM Accelerator is something like the setup is required, which is something no code setup. So you can go ahead and then install, configure, then you should be ready in few days. I mean, if you are aware of all the setup and if you get all the approvals from your IT team. Yeah, so these are the high level differences, which platform or which tool we have to choose. Okay. So I highlighted these three things for you. So when we need what, okay, for example, if you need source code integration, we have two options, whether go for ALM Accelerator or you go with DevOps Power Platform build tools. Okay. Or if you think like we don't need source control, we just need to move the solutions from one environment to the other environment, then pipelines would be the best option. But as the project grows, as the team members grows, right, we will end up having some conflicts with other developers or environments. So this is where source control will help us to troubleshoot anything, or to make sure that, or we should not blame any developer, right, while we deploy anything. So this is the place where the source control helps us, and this is given by ALM Accelerator and the build tools. And then coming to the support, pipelines are out of the box supported from Microsoft, whereas ALM Accelerator is supported from PowerCat supported through GitHub issues. So this is an open source tool. We install it ourselves and then we configure it. If there are any issues, we try to reach the community, GitHub community, so that there are people who are responding. Just like Rajiv Pentela, right? Probably you might be knowing from Microsoft, and then the PowerCat team mainly. So they respond to these issues, but yeah, you might not expect within hours, something like that. But most of the issues, whatever we see with ALM Accelerator, has been resolved because this has been there from last couple of years. But still, there might be chances depending upon your project. Some component might be here and there breaking, but still they will be answered via GitHub issues. Whereas the Power Platform build tools, as I said, you have to have the full developer knowledge, how the Azure DevOps works, how the solutions works in Dynamics, right? How the command line PowerShell scripts work. So all these knowledge you need to have. Then only you can go ahead with Power Platform build tools. So mostly, like if you need very granular control of the of the components what you want to develop or deploy as part of ALM, then only we prefer the custom approach. Or I would always go with either pipelines or ALM Accelerator depending upon the project needs. Okay, yeah, these are the different options. Hope you get it. Let me move to the next slide. And now coming to ALM Accelerator, the only difference I said the main difference, though I don't say the only difference, but the main difference between the out-of-the-box pipelines versus ALM Accelerator is that ALM Accelerator supports the source code, source control for whatever the solutions or whatever the things we are customizing in our Power Platform. Yeah, this is a definition. So ALM Accelerator for a Power Platform is a Canvas app that provides a simplified interface to Azure pipelines and Git source control for application lifecycle management. So this is basically an app sits on top of your Azure DevOps as well as your Git source control. And then it's built using combination of low-code maker experience as well as administrator-focused Canvas apps and Azure pipelines, as probably might be knowing, Azure pipelines are coded in YAML scripts, and then you have the ability to embed PowerShell scripts too. So again, in the background, this also uses Power Platform build tools, but we don't need to worry about those things. Now, whenever you install ALM Accelerator apps, we will end up having two applications. One is ALM Accelerator for admin, which is a model-driven application, and then ALM Accelerator for makers. So this is a Canvas application. So there are two applications which comes part of this accelerator. So let me move on. So this is how it looks like. I mean, very high level. If you see in the left hand side, we have the developers working in their own environments. It might be an isolated environment per developer, or it might be a shared environment for all the developers. But yeah, the recommendation from Microsoft is if you are developing or customizing any of the Power Platform components, it's ideal to have one developer environment per developer. But yeah, this might not be possible all the times because of the storage issues or storage cost in our Power Platform. But yeah, this is the recommended strategy. And apart from that, we do also have developer instances given, right? It's a new feature, probably there from 6 months or so. One can take an advantage of developer instances and then have their own developer instance for their customizations. And in the center, you see like the ALM environment, where there should be one environment. Probably this will be our developer environment, where we do all the customizations or keep at one place. Then we also have Azure DevOps in the background to hold all the pipelines, to hold all the source control for whatever the customizations you are doing. And on the right hand side, these are the downstream applications. As I said, validation is one environment where you can deploy and then verify your changes. And then we also have test environment and production environment. So if you see like in the bottom, there is a legend which says that manual interaction and then automation. So manual interaction is this only, like as a developer, we need to customize some of the things, right, as part of our regular development, and then use this ALM environment to push our changes to the source control. And then once we push the changes to the source control, then everything is automated, like how you want to push it to validation, how you want to push it to test environment, and then to production. So yeah, this is very high level, the ALM automation done by Accelerator. So moving to the next slide. So as part of installation and configuration, the first prerequisite is that we install the creator kit in Dataverse and then install the ALM Accelerator. So both are separate solutions available in the GitHub. And then we configure the Microsoft Entra app registration. So which is nothing but app registration, which gives access to your Dynamics environments as well as to your Azure DevOps repositories. And then we also have to create an app user in Dataverse because this is the corresponding app user we create in Dataverse so that the ALM Accelerator can successfully connect to our environments. This is also another thing. Install Azure DevOps extension. So in your Azure DevOps organization, you need to install Power Platform build tools. So this is the prerequisite or kind of must, because in the background it uses Power Platform build tools. And then finally configure DevOps custom connector, which is used to connect your Azure DevOps. So let me show you those things. So, but yeah, these are very high level steps, and all these steps are pretty much configured, pretty much well documented in the Microsoft Learn document, which I can share at the end. But yeah, these are the high level steps. And now let me just quickly take you to the environment. So Ritika, hope you're able to see my screen where I'm navigating to app registrations page.
We can see.
Ritika, are you able to see my other screen?
Yes, yes, Sheikh. I'm able to
Okay.
see.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So this is the app registration which I have created, and if you could see like in the Azure portal, if I go to permissions, API permissions, and you could see, yeah, so these are all the permissions we give. One is for Azure DevOps, the other one is for our dynamic CRM, and then Power Apps Advisor. So mostly with Azure DevOps and dynamic CRM. So this is a key thing required for the accelerator to connect to both Azure DevOps as well as Power Platform. Okay, and then yeah, so these are the installation screenshots. So whatever you see on the screen is a model-driven app. I will even show that, but this is how it looks like for the first time. So whenever you install an ALM accelerator and you want to configure, so you see on the screen, so we are trying to configure it to a new Azure DevOps project, but you can even install the pipelines which are given by the accelerator, which we call it as COE ALM accelerator templates. So these templates will be installed to either a new Azure DevOps project or to an existing DevOps project. So then you also have the ability to have connections created in Azure DevOps. So whatever you see here on the screen. So I have selected the dev environment as well as test environments. And this is my tenant ID and then client ID and client secret. So client ID and client secret, we get it from the app registration we created in the earlier steps. So this creates the service connections on the environments, maybe whatever the environment, dev environment or test environments. Okay, so once uh, the pipelines in the here, the generic pipeline templates, which is given by accelerator, and then we also see that service connections are also have configured. And then at the end, you see these pipelines like export solution to Git pipelines, import unmanaged to dev environment. So these are the pipelines. We'll just go through these pipelines also. So, but yeah, I just want to let you know that this is an installation process where you have to follow some of the key things like app registration, having an Azure DevOps organization, and appropriate build permissions, all those things, right? So this is one key thing as part of this ALM accelerator. So now I would like to go through the build pipelines and release pipelines, but yeah, if you can just see these statements. Pipelines are the engines of the ALM accelerator. They automate the ALM process for Power Platform. They are built using Azure pipelines, a service of Azure DevOps and stored in Azure DevOps project. So as I said, like export solution to Git, that is which helps us to export the solution from our Power Platform to source control, uh, is one pipeline. The other pipeline is import unmanaged to dev environment. So if there is a solution where you want to import an environment to your dev environment, you can use this pipeline. But yeah, you don't need to take care of these things, but this is the pipeline that gets triggered in the background. And then we also have the release pipelines. We call it as release pipelines, deploy, validation, contours or entities. So if you see here, it says deploy and then the environment name validation and then the solution name here. So we have to configure. I mean, there are some steps where we have to configure for the first time, a one-time job. And from there on, everything is automatic. Yeah, hope I'm clear. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions via chat. Okay, so now is the demo time. Let me go to my environments. Okay, so hope you're able to see the Power Platform Admin Center. As part of this demo, I have configured dev environment, again, validation and then test. So as a developer, I would like to do some changes in the dev environment and then move the changes to a test environment eventually. But before moving the changes to this test environment, I would like to deploy my changes to validation environment automatically. And then I would also request my peer or my boss code for just review, okay, for whatever the review we generally follow as part of pull request. Okay, so these are the environments. And coming to the apps, if you could see, so this is a dev environment. We have, as we have installed the ALM Accelerator for Power Platform. So as I said, we end up with having two apps. One is for admin, the other one is for the maker. Okay, so you, for the admin, if you click on deployment profile, so you can create as many as deployment profiles. So what is a deployment profile? So deployment profile is something wherein you can configure uh, some controls. Like for example, if you could see, this is a deployment profile record. Okay, I'm calling it as advanced maker experience. And then we give all the configuration here, like what is my Azure DevOps organization, what is my repository, and then we have to provide the repository GUID, and what is my project. Okay, so here is the project and here is the repository. So in this case, both, I mean, probably you might be knowing, whenever we create a project in Azure DevOps, it will have the same default repo also. Okay, and then you can also mention the agent pools, the Azure DevOps agent pools. So some organizations might not allow out of the box agent pools from Microsoft. So there might be some scenario where you have to configure, start using other agent pools also. So there is a configuration given by Accelerator, so you can go ahead and then configure. And then coming to the deployment steps, as I said, like these are the three environment. As we have three environments, I have configured three steps. So the purpose of each one is to have one flow from, for example, if I want to move the solutions from one environment to the other environment, of course, this is where we configure. But if you see like the approval type here, it depends, like whether it is a environment based approval type or pull request. So what does this mean is that, let me just quickly take you to the maker portal. So yeah, as I said, like here is the maker portal and it's a canvas app. Okay, so hope you're able to see the ALM Accelerator for Power Platform. So this is the maker portal again, and there are lots of, there are few options here. And you could see here, I have my own solutions here, created as per the component wise. One is entities, plugin resources, security rules, and web resources. So now, if you could see, like there is a commit button here, commit solution, as well as deployment solution. And then on the top, you could see the selection of environments, whether it's a dev, test, or validation. So mostly, as I said, we configure the ALM accelerator in dev environment. So there is no such rule to configure in dev environment, but ideally we generally we configure the accelerator in dev environment. And then you also could see here, when I click on any of these buttons, commit solution, for example, so a profile opens, like the select profile here, which says advanced maker experience. This is by default selected because I have only one profile created. Okay, so this is the profile I have created, and then uh, again for each deployment step, let me open one deployment step. Yeah, so as you see, deployment profile, step type is deployment, and then this is the first step in as part of our ALM, moving the solutions from one environment to the other. And then the deployment settings, is it deployable? Can you deploy the solutions into this environment using Accelerator? Yes. So allowed means yes, not allowed is not allowed. And then approval type. So this is the key thing, like how do you want to deploy the solutions into validation? So is it environment based or pull request? So if it is pull request, then we have to create a pull request. If it is an environment based, then as part of the maker app only, you can go ahead and then deploy. Okay. So as I said, this is a pretty simple model-driven app where you configure one time. And then on the left-hand side, you could see something, a tab called Azure DevOps, wherein this model-driven app will connect to Azure DevOps in the background. So I select my organization here, and this is my project. And you could see the pipelines it is having, like these are all the pipelines it has in the Azure DevOps, and then these are the repositories. So you could see sample project which we are going to use, and then the accelerator templates. These pipelines have been installed in a different repository. Okay, so again, we can even have these pipelines in the same repo also, so no issue. And then we also have the service connections, so for each one for as I said, like validation, test, and production. So these are the service connections, and then it's also having variable groups. So like it offers all the I mean, as part of Azure DevOps, right, you can configure the variables in your project. Okay, so very high level, but yeah, I mean, you can go through the documentation, which is extensive. It talks about the service connections. It talks about variable groups, repos, and everything. Okay, but yeah, due to time constraint, let me move on to the demo. Okay, so right now I'm in dev environment. Let me go to my solutions. So these are all my unmanaged solutions, because in the dev, we are going to have the unmanaged solutions at the starting point. And now I take one solution, which is entity solution. And in this solution, for the demo purpose, I just have two entities. One is account and the other one is contact. So if I go to account entity and then click on columns, so I would like to do some changes here. Okay, that's the purpose I'm coming here. So I take very simple customization. Okay, so now on the account name, right, I would like to update the description. So this is a very simple example, probably might be no, but the overall goal is to show how does this reflect in the source control. Okay, so modifying description as part of ALM Accelerator demo. Okay, so I'll save this. Then I'll publish this thing. Okay, so now while the publishing is going on, let me go to ALM Accelerator, and then I can also go to the pipelines. So I'm logging into my Azure DevOps organization. So let me click on this. Yeah, hopefully the changes has been published. If you could see, the change has been published. And yeah, let me commit my change. Okay, so I came to the maker app. Okay, and as you know, like we made a small change in the entity solution. So I click on commit solution. So when I click on commit solution, we can provide some notes. Changed account description, account column description. And then in the scope, right, we have two things. One is the solution setting, solutions and settings, and then solution only. So the difference between solutions and settings is that do you want only the solution as well as settings? So what does that mean? Settings here is that, uh, let me show you, but yeah, let me kick off this deployment. So I can go ahead and then create a new branch. So entities, contours, so entities. So I am creating at 4 p.m. Okay. And then again, on based on what, right? So let contours, so entities. So if you could see these settings, right, I clicked on commit solution, and then the scope is solutions and settings, and I'll explain what is this. And then I also click on advanced, and I'm trying to create a new branch. So what does this do? Like it will create a new branch with this folder. Okay. And whenever we create for a branch, probably you might be knowing, so we need to take a base. Okay, so here the base is contours entities, which is we just talked about in the earlier sites. Like this is going to be the dev branch. Okay, so I have the option to publish customizations, or I can ignore because I already published. Let me click on commit. So whenever I click on commit, what happens is that in the background, it calls the corresponding Azure DevOps pipeline. So which is uh, export solution to Git. Okay. So now whenever it starts, like you could see the small icon here, which was green earlier, now it start ticking. That means that it triggered the pipeline in the background. If you have permissions, you can click on this. Like let me click on it. So whenever I click on it, it takes me to the corresponding pipeline, and we can see this all the status there. Okay, so you could see this is the pipeline that get triggered export contours or entities to Git branch, and it has been queued. So depending upon my server, whatever the Azure DevOps server, it takes this into the execution mode. Okay, so let us come back to this. But yeah, so here I would like to show one thing here. For every solution, you have this configure deployment settings. Okay, so let me click on plugins process deployment settings. So whenever I click on these things, and this is the place where we configure. Like for example, the first thing is the flow owner. Okay, anything, any configurations as part of our solutions, which are supported by our solution. So those can be configured here. So you could see here, this is a plugin solution wherein it has a flow, and the connection owner I have mentioned as this owner. Okay, so you can mention the connection owners here. So most of the time, right, earlier, couple of years or 3 years back, whenever we deploy any flows, automatically that gets switched off in the target environment because of there was no concept of connection references. So now I think probably from few years the connection references concept has been released. So now this ALM accelerator also takes care of that particular setting as a connection reference for every flow. Okay, and we also have environment variables, so you can configure as many as environment variables. So probably whatever the solution you have and your project needs. So these also can be configured per environment. So you see here we have validation and test. Okay, and then the flows. The owner of the flow. Okay, who would be the owner of the flow. Okay, so all these things, the custom connectors, webhooks, power pages, and plugin steps. So if your plugin is supporting any steps, right, so all these are configured here. Okay, and then canvas apps. So yeah, everything is available here, which is part of our solutions. Okay, so this is nothing but the configuration deployment settings, and you could see a small checkbox here which is to say that whether uh, the environment would like to this solution, right, this solution we would like to go with an update or upgrade. Okay, it's our choice. So right now I checked it to upgrade solution. So let me close this. Okay, so yeah, the pipeline is still running in the background. So if I click on it, right, these are all the scripts, the pipeline which it has. Okay, so let me show you. Yeah, okay, looks like the solution is completed. But if you could see, like these are all the PowerShell scripts which runs in the background, and everything is coded for us, so we don't need to take care of any of these things. Okay, and now coming back to the ALM Accelerator app, and you could see again the tick mark has been turned from the settings gear to back to the green. Okay, so that means that it has been committed to our repo. Okay, so let's quickly see our repo. And this is my Azure DevOps organization, and this is my project. And again, if I click on repo, you could see this is a project and these are my branches. So if I click on my branches, so whatever the branch I just created, which is probably Contoso entities 4 p.m. And you could see here, if I click on Contoso entities, and the way you see here, the whole solution has been configured in such a way that this has been extracted, unpacked, and then checked in into the source code. So which is a huge thing, which is doing automatically, so we don't need to spend any time from our end. But back in the days, like few years back, we were writing all the PowerShell scripts, and then running those PowerShell scripts to extract the zip file, right, whatever we exported into the corresponding components, and then checking into either TFS or whatever the source control mechanism we were having. But now that's automatically done for us. Okay, so if I click on entities, as I showed in the solution, we were having two entities here, and then we are talking about entity.xml. Yeah, if you see here, we changed the account column description, and the change is here. Okay, so that means that the export, whatever the solution we want to do, has been successfully checked in into our personal branch or working branch. Okay, so now the last thing what we have to do is take this solution to the other environments. Okay, so this is the place where we click on deploy solution. Yeah, so deploying my change as part of demo. Again, on the advanced settings, right, you see like the source branch is whatever the source branch we have, Contoso entities, where the change is present, and the target branch is the Contoso entities. So we would like to have the Contoso entities as a development branch. Okay, so as I'm just repeating, so we have three branches here. Okay, so you could see here we have main branch, the other one is solution branch, the other feature branch. So whatever I just created is a feature branch, which is I'm calling it as Contoso entities 4 p.m. So now I would like to first of all move it to validation, verify whether the solution import works successfully. Then I ask my peer or my boss to verify that particular change. Once he verifies, what he will do is he will approve the pull request. Okay, so once he approves the pull request, it automatically merges into this solution branch. Okay, so we'll see that. Okay, so this is the my personal branch, and this is my target branch. So I have the option to bypass approval, and we can even configure that to remove this bypass approval, so that for every time someone approves our changes. Okay, so let me click on deploy solution. So now when I click on deploy solution, I have this again, the timing gear which comes up. So that means that the corresponding pipeline has been successfully triggered in the background. So let me click on this to see how it is going. Okay, so if you could see here, this is a pull request. Okay, uh, the pull request has been created, and it is saying that uh, files, if I go to files, right, it has that only one file because we changed only one thing. And you could see the Contoso entities is a folder, and then solution package, source, entities, and account. If I click on this, it's automatically showing us, hey, what is this change? The red one was earlier change and the green one was the recent change. Okay, so now if I click on overview, there is a pipeline which is already triggered in the background, which is nothing but deploy validation contours or entities. That means, so I just checked in, and then uh, I created a pull request before even this is approved, right? So I set it to auto complete. Before it is approved, uh, a validation has been a solution is getting deployed into the validation environment. Okay, so let me go to the pipelines. So you could see here deploy validation contours or entities. So the naming format they are following is export is nothing but an export of the solution, deploy is nothing but the import of the solution, and to which environment is validation environment, and which solution contours or entities. Okay, so this is ongoing, this is going on. So let me just go to the validation environment. If I click on solutions and then solution history, yeah, I think it has not yet started. It is running some checks before doing that. But yeah, meanwhile, if you have any questions, just ping me, I can answer. So this is the last part where I'm showing like we are deploying from the source control to a validation, and then we'll see how the pull request is getting approved, and then automatically it deploys to the test environment.
Okay, Sheikh. So we do have one question on the chat if we can take that in the
Yeah,
meanwhile.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
please.
So yeah, I'll read it. I'll read it out to you. So Rajat is asking, I have set up Power Platform pipelines on my environment. What I want is when I do the deployment, the things should also save to Azure DevOps repo. So is it possible using Power Platform pipelines?
As on today, out of the box, it's not possible. As per the documentation, they are working on it actually, on that particular feature, they are working on it. But
Okay.
today, I see in the community, people are writing PowerShell scripts, right, using the Power Platform build tools again. They are checking their customizations to the source control. It's possible, but you need to have the knowledge of Power Platform build tools, how to invoke them using PowerShell scripts. Yeah, you can do that, but the challenge here is that you need to have that kind of developer knowledge as well as the knowledge of Azure DevOps, right? How do you call the Azure DevOps Git, right? The commit or push, whatever the commands with respect to the Azure DevOps. So you can do it, but I believe that it's a little bit developer task. But in the future, as per the documentation, they are going to be available in the Power Platform pipelines, but there is no timeline as on today.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Rajat. In case you have any more questions for Sheikh, I have shared his LinkedIn profile on the chat here. You can reach out to him, and then, in case you need any more information, Sheikh can help you. That's the
Okay.
only one I see right now on the chat,
Okay.
Sheikh. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Let's go to the ALM Accelerator. Okay. So hopefully the solution is running. Let me refresh this. Yeah, if you see here, a new solution has come up. It just started now. Hopefully, it will take a couple of minutes. Yeah, meanwhile, let me just again show you. Yeah, so here we also have delete solution. Again, whenever we want to delete some of the components, right, from a solution, mostly it will be managed solution, right, when we want to delete. So you also have the corresponding pipeline in the background. So let me just show you the pipelines one more time. Okay, if I click on repos, as I said, the sample project is my repo, but we also have one more repo called COE ALM Accelerator templates. And now if you see, these are all the templates out of the box given from PowerCat team. And you could see if you click on pipelines, and then you could see all these solutions, all these YAML files. Okay. So again, prod build pipeline. And again, what does it mean is that it will deploy to the prod. Okay. They have also given some sample solution. So for every solution, the thing is, like as I said, right, we have 4 solutions here. Let me show you the maker. Yeah, so here we have 4 solutions. The idea is to have 4 YAML pipelines in the background. So each is dedicated for one of the solution. And then if I go to my source code, right, okay, so here there are a couple of pipelines. One is I created build, deploy to test, and then build, deploy to validation. So this is coming out of the box. So I haven't created anything. The only thing what I have done is for the test pipeline, right? If I let me go to the pipeline. This is a YAML file. Okay, I just want to show you the YAML file per solution. Okay, so if I click on pipelines and then go to all. So if I click on, for example, deploy um, validation contours entities. Oh, okay. So I see that validation has been completed now. And then I also see, yeah. Okay. So if you see here, this has been completed. So whatever we try to deploy, that has been completed. Um, and then the deployment to validation has been succeeded. Okay. We can just quickly check it. Yeah, so the button has been turned into green. That means that this has been successfully deployed to test environment. Okay, so the next step is to automatically deploy to sorry, this is to validation. So the next step is to automatically deploy to the validation environment. Okay, so if I look at my corresponding pipelines in the background, so deploy test contours entities. So this has been already triggered in the background, okay, because the PR has been automatically approved. We can even configure the PR pull request to not automatically approve. We can even say that someone has to approve, then only deploy my changes to the test environment. Okay, so but yeah, I'll show you where I have configured this. So if I go to branches, okay, even before that, as I said, right, a pull request, when it is merged, uh, whatever the changes, right, the branch contours of 4 p.m., whatever we created, will be merged into the main branch, which is contours of entities. Okay, let me just click on solution package and then source entities account, and then click on entity.xml and then click on history. Okay, so if you see here, changed account column description today at 4:28 p.m. Okay, so that means that it is maintaining a history, and you can even see the history also by comparing. Okay, yeah, on the left hand side is the earlier commit and the right hand side is the recent commit, and you could see the change here. It clearly says that yeah, so this is the name, I mean, the description we have given, modifying description as part of this demo. So this has been recorded, okay? So that means that whatever the personal branch has been automatically merged into this main branch. So whenever it is merged, right, into the main branch, we have a pipeline that gets triggered whenever the PR completes, the merge completes, and then it automatically deploys to the test environment. So let me show you where I have configured that. Okay, I click on branches, and then this is my branch for this solution. Okay, entities for one solution, I have one branch. So if I click on here and then click on branch policies, yeah, so on the right hand side, you could see here build validation, and then again, sorry, this is a validation, okay, validation pipeline. Uh, but on the, okay, let me click here. Okay, so this is validation, and this is a validation one. Okay, but yeah, coming to the test one, so whenever it has been, the pull request has been approved, automatically the test one has been triggered. Okay, so where do I configure that? Let me go to the test pipeline. So this is my test pipeline where I'm deploying to the test environment. If I click on edit, and then on the three dots here, there is a trigger. Okay, if you see here, there are a couple of options here. One is scheduled, the other one is build completion, and one more thing is which is related to the continuous integration. So if we enable this continuous integration, and then the filter here is that the Contoso entities, so the branch Contoso entities. So whenever some pull request is approved, that is whenever the merge happens from personal branch to the main branch, automatically this particular trigger will get activated, and then we will deploy, this pipeline will run. So if it's then it will deploy to the test environment, and as part of the variables we can see environment name is test, and then service connection is my test environment connection. So yeah, I think this is how we deploy automatically to the test environment. I think this is clear in terms of the trigger part. Uh, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. So I have, it looks like I have completed most of my demo. Yeah, so again, there are some documentations related to this. And then, as I said, right, as part of the ALM Accelerator, we also have the GitHub issues support, wherein if we have any issues or anything, any question, also you can just post there. People are contributing, and if there are any issues, that will be pushed to the backlog. Depending upon the priority, the team is going to fix it. Okay, so this is overall. Yeah, let me know. I mean, this is deploying to test. Hopefully, it gets deployed. Yeah, that's it, Ritika, from my end. If any questions I can take, or that, yeah, or else we are good for today.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much, Sheikh, and thank you so much for showing this demo specifically of how one can go in and set up a pipeline. So I'm sure if somebody's trying to set up a pipeline for the first time, or even afterwards, also they can look at this demonstration and they are able to deploy it properly. So thank you so much for sharing that with our audience today.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Ritika and Yash, for giving this opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you, Sheikh.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. So that was Shake, everybody. Now, next up, we have Vidit with us. He's going to talk about how you can get started with Dynamics 365 Sales and Project Operations Copilot. So, Vidit, hi, can you hear us?
Yes, yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly fine. And thank you so much for coming here today and sharing this interesting topic with our audience, because I know there is a lot of information that still needs to be, communicated related to Copilot. So, thank you so much once again for doing this topic for us.
Thank you, thank you. The pleasure is all mine, and thank you for the opportunity, Ritika Yash.
Yep.
I will just share my screen.
Okay.
Let me know. Oh, I'll stop sharing. Just a second.
Okay.
So, are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, I see the PPT.
Okay. In the presented format, right?
Yes, in the presented format.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Vidit Gholam, uh, and I'll be speaking about Copilots in Dynamics 365 sales and project operations. A quick background about me. I am a senior consultant at CloudFront Technologies, Mumbai. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, also a Microsoft certified Power Platform solution architect expert. So in our today's session, we are majorly going to see what Dynamics 365 sales is, what Dynamics 365 project operations is, uh, in the uh, area of Microsoft Dynamics 365 business applications, and what Microsoft is offering as co-pilots or AI tools within these business applications. So, just to give you an overview on Dynamics 365 sales and Dynamics 365 project operations. Dynamics 365 sales is a customer relationship management tool. uh, it is more overused for efficient management of leads, opportunities, getting leads, integrating it with your marketing platforms or lead generation platforms, and further analyzing that data, customer interactions, and all of those things. It is also capable to handle projects and products, both type of project, both type of interactions. In terms of project operations, as the name suggests, project operations, it is to manage projects, resources, uh, project finances, and all in the area of project management. So this is a background on what Dynamics 365 sales and Dynamics 365 project operations is. Um, so all in all, when you hear about co-pilots, or when you hear about AI, you might be feeling excited that, hey, I can now dig into my data, I can now query things, I can just write a simple text, and all of my data would be queried. It is not like that. Copilot just offers a few features right now. This is a developing technology, this is the upcoming technology. But what you can see on my screen, Copilot currently just offers these features. A few might get added, or a few must be in preview. But for now, Copilot offers record summarization, record catch up, meeting preparation, email assistance, and few tips, tweaks in that area. Uh, in Outlook, in Dynamics 365 Outlook, you can draft your emails, you can analyze your emails using Copilot. So if you are thinking that you can go into Dynamics 365, you can just type, hey, give me information about this. That's not how it works with Copilots in sales. So let's see how we can configure and set up sales and project operations first. I know many of you must be new to the Dynamics 365 business application side of things. So I'll just quickly show you how you can set up a sales trial, how you can set up a project operations trial, how you can create environments, how you can configure and set up all the necessary prerequisite things before you begin installing copilots within your sales and project operations. So I will take you to my trial screen. Ritika, is my trial screen visible?
Yes, Vidit. So we see the browser.
Okay, yeah, sure. So in order to install, or in order to try out uh, any of the Microsoft business applications, you need to go to trials.microsoft.com or dynamics.microsoft.com. You will have all the business applications products visible here. Some idea about what these business application products are, some introduction. For example, you see sales here, you see services here, you see business central here, marketing, customer insights, commerce products, financial operations, and all of these products Microsoft in the business application suites you'll see here. So to start with the free trial, you need to have a Microsoft account first. click on start a free trial. It will redirect you to the free trial page. If you have a Microsoft account, you won't have to create um, or a new Microsoft account and then configure. So I I think I have already configured a free trial. That's why it is directly taking me into my free trial environment. So once you have configured the free trial, you will land up on the Power Platform Admin Center. So what a Power Platform Admin Center is? This center is to manage all of the services regarding your business application tenants. So if you see, there are a lot of environments here that I've configured. You get to see your capacities, all your installed Dynamics 365 apps, other Power Platform applications as well. Once you have configured your Dynamics 365 sales environment, you will see a sales trial popping up in your Power Platform Admin Center. It will be of a type a trial, and it is for 30 days. So if you already have a licensed tenant, you can just go on, click new, create environments, choose your region and everything. I'll just show you how you can create or install a sales or a project operations environment if you have a licensed tenant. So let's write demo environment. I'm not choosing any group. The region is United States. So you will only see those regions where these business applications are available. These regions depend upon where Microsoft has released these products and the support related details as well. You can ignore this. The type should be sandbox first. You can ignore this. You can ignore this. Just click save. Oh, I created a Dataverse environment. Uh, let's say demo environment. Uh, Click on add a Dataverse data store. Click next. Once you click next, you will have an option here to enable Dynamics 365 apps. Now, in this Dynamics 365 apps, you have project operations, you have customer service, you get sales by default once you install it. So these are the two ways in which you can access or you can create a sales environment or a sales trial. So once you have installed your sales trial, it would take about 10 minutes or so for everything to get installed. You just need to open that sales trial, and you will have all the sample data available inside of that trial. So this is the sales module. In the sales module, you have dashboards related to your opportunities, to your leads. You can manage leads within your sales environment. You can manage opportunities within your sales environment. You have the capability to add products, manage those products, create quotations, create sales orders, convert those sales orders into invoices, and then further uh, process those invoices. So basically, your entire sales process or your entire sales business process flow can be managed through this sales module. In terms of project operations, I will just open a demo environment here. So these are basically all the business applications which you get when you create an environment within the Power Platform Admin Center. There is customer service hub, there is sales hub, and here is project operations. So in project operations, basically you manage once you are done with your sales cycle, once every your quotation is done, the contract is signed, You deal with project contracts. Those project contracts can be time and material or fixed price. Based on those project contracts, projects are made, resources are allocated, time entry has been done uh, from by the resources, and the entire project cycle is managed within this business application. We'll be seeing what features Microsoft provides within these two business applications uh, when it comes to Copilot. So before uh, I mean, when you have installed a sales style, you won't get Copilot directly. It is not installed by default. It is not enabled by default. It is installed by default, but it is not enabled by default. So to enable your Copilot within the sales environment, you need to go to your sales trial first, or the sales hub. Let's say, since we are using a trial environment, you are seeing the environment as a sales trial. You need to go to application settings. In the application settings, you have a variety of settings as per the sales, the features of the features what the sales module provides. In the overview, you have the Copilot section. Now, at the time of at the time of this session, this settings area looks as you are seeing right now. Microsoft keeps on changing or aligning these sections in the settings area. So if you watch, or if someone is watching this video after a month or a month and a half, you might not see the same configuration within this setting area, but the components remains the same. So you have the Copilot section over here. In the Copilot section, you need to go to edit settings. Once you go to edit settings, this will be default or off in the Copilot feature section. You need to turn it on. If you also want to try the preview features that are available or that Microsoft is releasing for Copilots in the business applications, you need to click on try our newest preview features, and you will be having the list of, for now, there is only email feature that is in preview. If there are any other features that they are releasing, all of those would be listed over here. So you need to turn it on, and your environment would set up the necessary configurations for installing the Copilot within your sales trial. So it would take around 2 or 3 minutes for everything to set up. Once that is set up, you need to click on a sales Copilot over here. So right now, as I mentioned, that it is not how a chat GPT is, or it is not how the conventional AI chatbots are. This is more of a prompt engineered approach, where you have a set of questions that you ask the Copilot. Those set of questions are also predefined, and the Copilot answers you based on those set of questions. I will show you more on how the Copilot is configured in the backend, what tool Microsoft is using uh, for these sales Copilots uh, later on in this session. So right now, for the sales Copilot, only two entities you can process the data through the Copilot, for just two entities, that is opportunities and leads. Uh, this Copilot would be enabled by default on the all of the sales apps. If you have enabled the Copilot in Outlook, which I'll be showing you in some time how to do that, even the app for Outlook app would be visible here. If you want to enable, or if you want to add custom apps, even that feature is available. Let's say if you have a custom model driven app that you have configured, and you are not using the out of the box model driven apps that Microsoft is providing, even that is possible. You can enable the Copilot for those apps as well, but it would just run for these two entities as of now, that is opportunities and leads. So on the opportunities, the Copilot majorly captures data based on the fields that you want to capture the data on. You can also add custom fields over here, but out of the box, revenue, customer needs, proposed solutions, all of these fields are configured by default. If you want to add any other field, you have an option to add fields from here. Uh, the list of all the fields that are available on the opportunities, may that be a custom field or an out of the box field, every field is available uh, to configure through the Copilot. There is a limit on the number of fields that you can configure. I don't exactly remember what the limit is, but yeah, there is a limit on the number of fields that you can configure for the Copilot to run your data on. Uh, Same goes for the leads as well. For the leads as well, topic, lead source, rating, preference methods, source campaigns, created on date, etc., etc. All of those out of the box predefined fields have been mapped for your Copilot to extract the data from. Even on leads, you get the add feature of the add fields option. You can add all or any of the field that you want the Copilot to extract data from. Even for the leads, there is a limit on the number of fields that you can put to for the Copilot to analyze your data. So that's all what you need for configuring the Copilot within your Dynamics 365 sales. When it comes to project operations, in project operations, you can only run the Copilot on the project module. On the project module, you can use the Copilot to extract project status reports. The Copilot generates the project status reports by default, or you can use the Copilot to create dynamic project tasks. So to enable the Copilot in project operations, you need to go to settings. You need to go in parameters. You need to open the parameters. Inside the parameters, there is a feature control area over here. In this feature control area, you will see list of features that are available. Inside that feature, you have a feature for copilots. Since I have enabled that feature, it says disable copilot for project operations. But if you are enabling it for the very first time, you will see enable copilots for project operations. So that's how you configure copilots for project operations and copilots for sales inside of the sales and the project operations model driven app. So let's see how we can configure these copilots within your Outlook and your teams. So for me personally, I would say using copilots with Dynamics 365 Outlook and with Dynamics 365 Teams has more benefits or is more productive. So let's see how we can configure that within Dynamics 365 Outlook and Dynamics 365 Teams. So firstly, you need to be a global admin to configure, and you need to have access to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So within the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, just an overview about the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. It is an admin center. Even if you don't have any business application licenses, or you have never been in the business application area of Microsoft, uh, if you are just using the M365 services of Microsoft, you have access to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. All of your licenses, all the Microsoft related licenses are managed through the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. And only global admins or Microsoft 365 admins have access to this admin center. So inside of this admin center, you have all your billing details. You have details regarding any support tickets that you are raising with Microsoft, and integrated apps area. So there are various out of the box as well as custom apps that you can integrate, or add-ons that you can integrate with your Microsoft 365 services. May that be SharePoint, may that be your Outlook, Teams, Dynamics 365. Similarly, in the integration apps area, you have the Copilot for Microsoft 365 Outlook. I will show you how you can access that app, but let's go through the configuration steps before we do that. Once you have located the Dynamics 365 Outlook app, Copilot for Outlook app within your integration apps in your Microsoft 365 Admin Center, you need to click on Get Apps. You will see a three-step configuration screen here. In the three-step configuration screen, you will have to first redefine the scope of your Copilot for Outlook deployment. Is it just for you or any of your team members from the peers from the organization can install it, or any specific users can install it. Once you have defined that scope, you need to select what apps you want to configure. uh, uh, Dynamics 365 Copilot for Sales, Dynamics 365 Copilot for Microsoft Outlook. Once that is done, you need to accept some permissions and just hit deploy. So let's see how this looks in actual in the Microsoft Admin Center. So I'll go to admin.microsoft.com. So you will have if you are not an admin or a global admin, you won't have all the access needed. You might be able to see the admin center, but you might not have access to some of the sections over here. So make sure that you are a system admin, sorry, you are a global admin or a Microsoft 365 admin, or ask your M365 admins to configure this for you. In the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, you need to go on the settings area in the integration apps. In the integration app area, you will have a list of apps that you have deployed already, or the apps that are available. So maybe you can search in the available apps or the deployed apps. So even in the deployed apps, you have a get app button over here. Just click on that button and search for Copilot for Dynamics 365 Outlook. Copilot for Sales. So we have Copilot for Sales already installed, and we have Copilot for Sales for Microsoft Outlook. Just click on Get Now. Once you click on Get Now, you will see all the configuration steps that I just showed you in the PPT. Since I've already installed, or I've already deployed this app in my tenant, it will redirect me to the screen that you're seeing behind this pop-up. Now, the look and feel, or the icons which you are seeing over here, may be different, because this is a licensed free trial that I'm using for this demo, and my license may be different than yours. So you might not see the same icon for the Microsoft 365 Sales Copilot for Outlook. You might see the newer icon. Let's click on the Get Now and see if it gives us the new icon. It will take about a few seconds to load. Uh, so no, it redirects me to the installed app. Let's click here. No. So yeah, once you have deployed you will get the Microsoft Copilot for Sales for Microsoft Outlook over here. Uh, the next step is to go into your Outlook client. So, if you have installed the Outlook, the Copilot for Sales for Microsoft Outlook, it won't appear directly into your Outlook client since it is an app. It is an add-on app. You will have to add that app using this Add App button. So if you are using the desktop client, desktop Outlook client, you will have an Add App uh, a button over here somewhere in the ribbon. Once you click on that, in your Add Apps area, you will have the Microsoft Sales Copilot for Outlook available once your M365 admins have deployed it into your tenant. So once you have added that app, or once your users have added that app, you will see the Copilot for Sales icon over here, and through this Copilot for Sales icon, you will be able to access the Copilot for Sales for Microsoft Outlook. So that is how you deploy it for your Outlook. For your Teams environment, you need to go on admin.teams.com, admin.teams.microsoft.com. That is the Teams admin center. In the Teams admin center, under the Teams apps, you need to create a security policy. You need to create a setup policy for uh, Copilot for Sales. So just go in setup policies. Just click on add. Uh, this will take you to add a new setup policy. Give any name, let's say Sales Copilot, and click on Add Apps. Once the Copilot for Sales is deployed, you will see all the Copilots or all any other apps that you have deployed, that your admins have deployed over here. Just select the Copilot for Sales app and click Add and click Save. Uh, that's all you need to deploy or to enable this within your teams. Again, same as Outlook, it won't be directly available within your teams. Uh, Once you have deployed it, your users or you would have to explicitly go in the app section and add that app, add the Copilot for Sales within your teams. So that's the setup that is required for you to install the Copilot in your Outlook and install it in your Teams and in your model-driven applications. Now let's see what features the Copilot offers or has to offers within your Dynamics 365 model-driven apps, and how it interacts with your data through Outlook, what you can do with your Copilots, and how it will help you be more productive. So as we saw, the Copilot only runs on leads and opportunities. Once you have enabled the Copilot within your model-driven app, you will see a Copilot area over here. In that Copilot area, if you type any question, just like ChatGPT, let's say how to create a lead, it will not recognize this and it will not answer uh, anything related to this. Copilots are not AI chatbots like ChatGPT or any other. As the name suggests, it is a copilot. Uh, it will just assist you based on the questions that you are asking. and those questions are also predefined questions. Hence the name Copilot, where you are the pilot and the AI is just helping you with your things. So you have majorly three sections over here. Get information section. Get information says get latest news, ask questions. So you can go and see what all options you are there, what all options are available with the Copilot. So get information has a set of three questions: show my pipeline, summarize lead, summarize opportunities, ask your questions. So what's changed for the leads, what's changed for the opportunities, what's new with my sales record, what's newly assigned to me, and stay ahead. So stay ahead stands for preparing for you for your upcoming tasks or any leads that you have, uh, any appointments that you have pending within your model driven applications, uh, any emails that you need to follow up, and that's it. So only these sections, or only this data you will be able to extract from your Dynamics 365 model driven applications. You can't query on any other data other than that is available through the prompt guide. So again, this is a evolving technology. It evolves with time. The questions get added, or the features get added. So as of this recording or this session, only these features are available. Maybe after 10 days, or maybe after 20 days, or maybe after a release, you might get more and more features, or more and more capabilities, in terms of playing around with your data with the Copilot. Uh, there is OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, which you can use to play more dynamically with your data. But as of now, through Copilots, you can only query your data based on the prompt guide that is available in your Copilot screen. So let's see what we have opened the lead. Let's see if I open this lead. If I reopen my Copilot, and if I click on get information, summarize lead, let's see what this does. So it summarized all the what all activities that are going on the lead. So it says the lead is about this. The primary contact is this. The annual revenue is this. So where is this useful? So let's say you have your salespeople have created. You are a salesperson, or you are a manager, a sales manager, and your salespeople have created leads. You don't want to sync up with them on a Teams meeting to get information about what's going on the lead, or what activities are going on the lead, or what is this lead about. Your manager or your management team is asking you what are the new leads, or what is there in the pipeline, or what the information about this lead is. You can just query all that information, just copy this information and paste it uh, within your management teams, or within to your manager. If you have a lot of uh, uh, data within your timeline, or if you have a cleaner data within your lead, Copilot is very efficient in extracting that data and giving you a precise summary of what the lead what activities are going on the lead. One more thing that I would like to tell you is that for Copilot to work efficiently, you need to make sure that audit feature is enabled on your CRM entities, especially on the entities that Copilot is querying the data on. So on leads and opportunities, you need to enable the audit logs. So the Copilot also has a feature to tell you what change has happened on a certain lead after you have logged in, or um in 7 days, or what's changed with the lead. So if I can show you, uh, if I type here what's changed with the lead, if what this does is, if anything has changed, so there hasn't been any update on this lead since the past day. If I just change the phone number, let's say I make it 252, or I change the email address to, let's say, XYZ something, or let's say I updated the existing contact, I added something on the contact, or I updated the existing account, or anything on the business process flow, uh, or if you have any custom fields over here, some custom activity area over here, and if you have changed that, all of that information would be captured in your audit logs, and the Copilot is able to extract that data. Let's now type what's changed for lead. Let's see what information this would give us. uh, I will refresh this once again. So it still says nothing has been changed. Demos are meant to be failed. But based on the audit log, based on whatever information is there available on the audit log, the Copilot efficiently tells you what has been changed, who changed it, uh, and all of those information revolving around the changes that had been happened on the lead. So let's go on and check what all the Copilot has to offer on the opportunity area. I will open this opportunity that I just created uh, a few minutes before this session. It is an opportunity regarding Copilot for sales deployment. I have a set of activities. I have an email activity. I have a note that is assigned. I have a meeting that is an appointment. Then I sent an MOM of that appointment. You also see a highlight area over here. So let's say this opportunity was active over a period of a week, and there has been a lot of activity on your timeline of the opportunity, and you need a summary of what's going on the opportunity. So Copilot can help you efficiently extract that data. If you see, I don't have to go through all of the activities, or a scroll of 50 or 60 activities that might be there, phone calls or notes, or everything. I just need to click on highlights, and it will tell me a meeting was scheduled with Gholam to discuss Copilot requirements and expectations. Team is assigned, and all of the information and appointment was made. So I don't need to ask anyone or my salesperson what all is going on this opportunity. I can just use the Copilot to summarize that information, and it will give me a detailed summary. Again, I can copy this information and pass it on to anyone who is asking me anything about this opportunity. You get the same predefined set of prompt guides for the opportunities as well. Even on the opportunity, you can summarize the opportunity. You can get information about your current pipeline, get information about the news of the accounts. So for example, I will open, let's say, this opportunity. So this opportunity has an account associated with it, that is Northwind Traders. So let's say, okay, the Copilot already gave me a detailed summary of what's going on this opportunity. So here you see the close date was updated from this to this by you on today, that is 25th. So that is how the audit information comes into picture, and how the Copilot extracts that information. So minute of the minute details of the fields that you have configured while configuring the Copilot are being captured, and that data is summarized by the Copilot in this manner. So you are also seeing a few other prompts: prepare for a sales meeting. So if you have any appointment in the timeline, this is dummy data, so I can't. It will not provide me the accurate information. But I've been using this since the past 2-3 months, and it works very efficiently with clean and actual data. Show my unanswered emails. So if you have any email that came through from the customer, it will show you that email. It will give you a link for that email, and you can just go on that link and reply there quickly. Get latest news about the account, what's changed since I logged in 3 hours ago. So it also knows that I have logged into this environment 3 hours ago. It is capturing all of that information from the audit logs. Show the product related files, and you will see more and more suggestions like this coming into the Copilot as and when Microsoft keeps on releasing them. So let's see, get latest news for the accounts. So it will extract uh, the late the latest information for that account from Bing. So this is very efficient if you are working with well-known indexed organization. By that I mean, if you are working for any MNCs, let's say Accenture or KPMG, or let's say Google, Microsoft. If you have Microsoft as a customer, it will bring you the latest updates from that are trending over the search engines, and you will have all of that information available within your Copilot screen. So that is what the Copilot does with your opportunities and the lead records. Let's see what it does, or how it helps you with uh, in with interacting with your records through your Microsoft Dynamics 365 Outlook. Before we go on to Outlook, it is very important that you should configure, or you have configured your mailboxes, or you have synced your Microsoft Dynamics 365 Outlook with your Dynamics 365 environments. So to do that, you just need to again, you need to be a system administrator within your Dynamics 365 environments. You need to go into email configurations. You need to go in mailboxes, and you will see a list of mailboxes that are available within your Dynamics 365 environment. These mailboxes are majorly the mailboxes of the users. So since there is only a single user in this tenant, that is the admin user that I'm using for this demo, you need to click on approve email and test and enable. Once you see the success statuses over here, you are all set. Your mailbox is synced with your Outlook. Make sure to also select server side sync. in all of these three sections, that is incoming emails, outgoing emails, and appointments, contacts, and tasks. So any thing that you create or any activity that you create from your timeline, that is an email activity or an appointment, that gets directly synced with your Microsoft Dynamics 365 Outlook. Going into Outlook, so I had sent a few emails already before this session. I asked, I said, hey, I was looking to deploy Copilot features in my Dynamics 365 sales. I'm also looking to deploy it in app for Outlook. Since I'm an existing customer, if I click on Copilot for sales here, it would extract all the information that is available for Vidit Gholam as a customer inside of my Dynamics 365 environment. So if you see just here, I have the contact detail over here. It also allows me to save this record, this email record, to my Dynamics 365 records. So if I click on save, um, so it would say it is already related to the contact. If this was not related to the contact, it would give me an option to link it to the account record or the opportunity record or the contact record. You also have an option to reply um, to this email. So I can click on create a draft email. You can just give it, or you can just prompt it what response you want to give to this email. I will just use a few options that are available already. Let's say reply to the inquiry. So it would just extract all the information that the client or the user has provided in that email, and it would just generate uh, an email by its own. So it says, thank you for reaching out to us regarding your interest in deploying. We appreciate, and all of the information based on what the client is asking you, it would create a draft email for you. You can then also enhance this. You can also set the tones from your, so short or a medium or a long. Adjust the tone, that is a formal tone, a professional tone, or a friendly tone. You can also uh, there is also an option to suggest a meeting timing. Also, this is available in these languages: Danish, Dutch, French, German, Italian. Not all the languages are supported. This is and Since I'm using an older license, so I have access to an older version of the Copilot. So you can just search language support for Copilot for sales, and it will give you the list of languages that are supported by the Copilot, and you can then use those languages to draft your emails. Many languages are these are supported, not just what you're seeing on my screen. That's how you can use it to draft your emails. Now, since as in Vidit Gholam, was a contact already existing within my systems, this Copilot smartly detected that, oh, this email is already linked within my Dynamics 365, and it showed me what contact it is linked to. I can click on this contact. I can also directly provide notes from here about this contact. It gives me more information about this contact. So it gives me my email address, it gives me my phone number, it gives me who created this contact. So if some of your salesperson has already created this contact, it has the information there. Any opportunities already existing about this contact. So let's say this opportunity was about inquiry for Copilot. If the same contact has another inquiry for something else, let's say deploy project operations, deploy field service, or set up M365 security for us, Azure security for us, all of those opportunities would be listed over here. So let's say a customer for whom you have done 10 opportunities, and he reaches out to you after a month. uh, you will not have to go into the system and search for what opportunities are already existing for that customer. Just click on the Copilot. Just use the Copilot for sales, and it will have a list of all the opportunities that are related for that customer. It gives you great visibility in your Outlook, and you can then um, adjust and talk accordingly to the customer. So I can also click on the opportunity information, and it would give you an entire summary of what the opportunity is about. It would show you predefined fields, amount, the close date, the name, and the owner. Even editing these fields is possible. You can customize what you can show over here. Maybe I'll cover that topic in some other section. But for now, all of these features are available. Uh, you can't edit any opportunity record from your Outlook, but you can definitely edit a contact record. So you get a feature to edit the contact record. Let's say the phone number of the contact changed, so you can edit the phone number of the record. Let's say now some past employee had created this contact in your system, and he is no more a part of your organization. You can change the owner to yourself, or you can assign this contact to some other user, uh, just right inside your Outlook. So this is how you can interact with your Copilot from your Outlook. um, One more feature that the Copilot offers is creating email records. So I'll go to sales here. Let's create an activity, or let's just open an existing lead. I'll just open my name. I will just click on new email. See, there is also an option to draft an email directly in the rich text editor itself. So let's say, hi, Vidit, thank you for reaching out. Um, I will catch up with you on this next week. Uh, Now, thanks and regards. Now, if I have to edit this, I can just click on here, adjust with Copilot. I'll say long. I'll say keep a formal tone, and I'll say update. uh, it edited it. It say, I would like to express my gratitude for your communication. Please, I'm pleased to inform you that I'm available, blah blah blah. And it has just enhanced the email that I had typed. I can also rechange the tone. Let's say friendly and keep it short. I'll update it. just wanted to say thank you for reaching out. I'm happy to let you know that I'm free to chat this Thursday. This is just an example of how you can use Copilot within your email text editor if you're using emails through Dynamics 365 applications. This is more useful if you're using the customer engagement module. It is also available in the customer engagement module uh, to reply back to your customers who have reached out for a service request, or who have reached out for a claim, a web claim, or something like that. Uh, so uh, this is not enabled out of the box. Even if you have enabled Copilot, all you need to do is go into the app designer, click on settings, click on features, and this will give you a list of features. This will give you a list of features that are available. You will have a feature called turn on generative AI in emails. This will be off. You need to turn it on, and then you will get this option in your text box. That is your rich text boxes. Out of the box, what is available is, I will open an email over here. This is the preview feature that is available. Um, I have not seen this working very efficiently. It fails sometimes, it works sometimes. So I don't right now, since it is in the preview. I think those issues are happening. Uh, so I have not extensively used this feature yet, but this is also available for you to use in the preview. But I would recommend using this. This has uh, been very efficient, and I've been using this a lot in my day-to-day interactions with the Dynamics 365 sales. So these are the features that are available with Outlook and with Dynamics 365 sales, Copilot features that Microsoft has provided. So we saw how we saw how we have configured Copilot in your Teams environment. Um, we saw the demo already. Uh, so someone of you, some people of you who know, who are known to Dynamics 365 ecosystem might think that, hey, Copilot for Outlook is similar to app for Outlook that we have been using since so long within the Dynamics 365 ecosystem. So how Copilot is different with the Dynamics 365 app for Outlook? So here is the answer for you. Yes, Dynamics 365 app for Outlook was a very efficient tool. It is still a very efficient tool, but Copilot has many more features to add on to that. That is generating emails, helping you draft those emails, editing contacts, uh, extracting information from your existing records, creating summaries, and all of the other features that were not there in Dynamics 365 app for Outlook. So I would say Copilot for Sales for Outlook is an enhancement or is an upgrade over Dynamics 365 app for Outlook. Um, this is just a general flow that Microsoft recommends. when you are using Copilot for sales. Use your Copilot for analyzing leads, helping qualify those leads into opportunities. Use that data to then create a proposal, and then your sales cycle ends, and it transforms to your project or product cycle. That's it. That was all about Copilots, and getting started with Dynamics 365 Copilot in sales and project operations. Uh, this is just a simple overview, just for the people who are new to Dynamics 365 business applications side, or Copilot for that matter. Um, Many more sessions are to come, and I'll talk about more and more features in depth in the upcoming sessions. If you have any questions, or if you need any guidance, you can always reach out to me. I also publish blogs on Dynamics 365 business applications and other side of things. You can also follow me there. So that's all I had for this session. See you in the next one.
Okay, thank you so much, Vidit, for sharing this topic with our audience. I do see one question on the chat. Can
Yes.
we enable Copilot on custom entities? I see only lead and opportunity.
No, you can't. You can't enable Copilot for custom entities. It is only available for leads and opportunities at the moment.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Shay. And with it, I do have one question myself as I was going through the demo.
Hmm.
Like you demonstrated, we can ask different type of questions to request information from the copilot. But
Hmm.
is it also possible where I can just write a message like, okay, close this lead and set this value to that? So is it just reading or it also supports writing back to our tables?
No, it doesn't support that. So I will reshare my screen, and I think that what I will just show you would answer this question better.
Okay.
Um, Let me know once you can see my screen. Is it
I
visible?
can see it. Yes, I can
Yeah.
see it.
So if I go to Copilot Studios,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I know Ritika, you have worked extensively in the area of Power Virtual Agents or
Mm-hmm.
Copilot Studio. So in the background, it is just a Power Virtual Agent that Microsoft
Mm-hmm.
has created.
Okay.
So it would only answer the topics that they have configured. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so if you see, it is Sales Copilot Power Virtual Agent, and
Mm-hmm.
you have only a predefined set of questions and a predefined set of answers that are available. So it can't do anything right now as of now. But
Mm-hmm.
I think in the next versions, Microsoft will definitely think about it, and they will bring such features uh,
Okay.
where you can directly close the opportunities. I think they are working on the security side of the things, where uh,
Mm-hmm.
not anyone can just come into the system and just edit anything using the Copilot. So they have just kept it uh,
Mm-hmm.
to a single set of prompt guides, as I showed you. So you can only query certain things and certain areas, and not edit or view any other information other than what is available in the prompt guide.
Oh, okay.
And
And we
you can
cannot
also,
create our own. Oh,
no,
sorry,
you
go ahead.
can't. It is a no. It is a managed solution. You can't. You can't
Okay.
create your topics. Yeah, it is a managed solution. I tried doing that, but I was not. I mean, you can create topics, but you can't publish them.
Oh, I
It
see.
is a managed solution. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Vidit. I was just, curious if that is something we can do directly because
Yes.
it
Yes.
could be very helpful in some cases, but if
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
working on it,
Definitely.
that's fine. Okay, all right. So that was the one question on the chat. But for those of you who are going to watch this recording later, if you have any questions for Vidit, we have shared his contact information on the chat. You can reach out to him and you can ask him any questions that you have. With that, thank you so much, Vidit, for coming here today and talk about co-pilots, because I know it's one of the, most interesting topics. Not interesting, but most. I mean, many people are curious to know about what's
Yes.
there. So thank you so much for sharing that with us
Thank
today.
you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Ritika, for the opportunity.
Okay. All right. So with that, that's it for today. We'll come back again next month with a set of different topics. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. And if you think there is something you want to share with the community, then also definitely reach out to us, and we can arrange something where you can present a session as part of the Hyderabad Power Platform user group. So with that, thank you so much, everyone. We'll meet next week. Bye bye.